Hello and welcome to Thought for the Day from St Peter's Bexhill, where we're on part 9 of our stories from the Bible, all of which raise many issues, many questions, as the people have arrived in the Promised Land, but life is still not easy. Nowhere does the Bible promise that life will be easy following God. This story is called A Brave and Mighty Man. It's a story that means a lot to me. Are you sitting comfortably? Good. Gideon, God whispered. Oh, Gideon, God called. I need your help, you brave and mighty man. But Gideon was nowhere to be found. As a matter of fact, he was hiding in a pit his father used for crushing grapes. You can't be talking to me, Gideon stammered. I'm no brave and mighty man. But God knew what he was doing. He always does. You're the man, all right, God said. The Midianites have my people surrounded, and I want you to round up an army to stop them. Well, Gideon did what God told him. And to his surprise, over 30,000 men agreed to join him. A big army. Gideon, God whispered. Oh, Gideon, God called. You have far too many men. I want you to send some of them away. There are more Midianites than I can count, Gideon stammered. I need all the help I can get. But God knew what he was doing. He always does. I am all the help you need, God said. So tell the men who are frightened to go home. Gideon did what God told him, and when he had finished, there were only 10,000 left. Gideon, God whispered. Oh, Gideon, God called. You still have too many men. So here's what I want you to do. Gideon listened to God's plan. Gideon stammered and shook. Then he led his men to the river and told them to have a drink. Some soldiers lapped up the water like dogs. Gideon sent them home. Others got down on their knees and scooped up the water in their hands. Those were the soldiers Gideon kept. And when he had finished, there were only 300 left. Gideon, God whispered. Oh, Gideon, God called. Now we are ready to fight the Midianites. But there are thousands of them, Gideon stammered, and only 300 of us. How can we possibly win? You can't, said God. Not without my help. And that's what I want you to see. Now, listen. Here's my plan. Later that night, Gideon led his 300 men to the edge of the Midianites' camp. In one hand, every soldier carried a trumpet, and in the other hand, an earthenware pot with a flaming torch inside. There wasn't a sword in sight. At Gideon's signal, the soldiers blew their trumpets, smashed their pots, and shouted, For the Lord and for Gideon! The Midianite soldiers awoke, startled. It seemed as if there was noise and fire all around them. Dazed and confused, they stumbled about in the dark, into each other and over each other, and it wasn't long before they were fighting each other too. When all the fighting had stopped, the Midianites who were left ran away, convinced that they had been defeated by some great army. But it was only Gideon, his 300 men, and a God who knew what he was doing all along. Amen.